going after the things that you want, depending on the level of success that you're trying to succeed at, unfortunately, it comes with a sacrifice. And if you are someone like myself who is writing books, for an example, it comes with a sacrifice because it takes a lot of time, effort, confidence, patience to get what you want out of this journey. For me, so far, I have one book out. I have written a darker version of a Cinderella story, and I've been speaking about it on this channel from time to time. So I'm not gonna like go into too much with this book, like what it's about and all that, but just know it's a darker version. And I'm in the middle of finishing up part two. And I'm also in the mix of writing a horror story. So I have a lot of things on my plate. Now, with that, it comes with a sacrifice. If you hear a lot of noise outside, excuse that. I got the windows up. It's hot. So, like, you might hear some things. But yeah, like I was saying, with everything that I'm doing, it comes with a sacrifice because you're not going to be able to do certain things. You're not going to be able to hang out with your friends like you used to. You're not going to be able to hang around family like you used to. And if you come from a culture that is all about family gatherings, family reunions, um, it can be heartbreaking because I come from a culture where you got to show up to all the barbecues, you got to show up to all the family reunions, all the gatherings, and I am a family person. Even though I'm a I'm the black sheep of the family, um but I am a family person, which is unfortunate to be the black sheep of the family and you're all about family. Um but at a point I couldn't go to family gatherings like that because I've been so busy throughout my 20s. So right now I'm in my early 30s, but throughout my 20s, I spent my time just racking up money, saving as much as I could. And I have a nice I have a nice bank account. I did that because I knew going into entrepreneurship, writing books, it's going to be a sacrifice and it's not an overnight success and you better make sure you got some money, some backup. So I throughout my 20s, like I said, I've been working, racking up money, um, doing night shifts, long night shifts, like 11-hour shifts, from like 5:45 to in the afternoon to 6:15 in the morning, and then got to do that the very same day. Um, and in between that, I've been writing. One of the things that did mess me up was certain distractions like political stuff, like ever since 2020 on forward. But I've been working on that. Other than that, like I've been completely focused. And there have been certain cousins that they just feel some type of way that I haven't been around, but my life story is different from theirs. Like some of them had I hate to use this word because this word gets used really loosely, and there's nothing wrong with having this. People try to make it seem like you're like a nuisance or you're the problem if you have this. But some people have privilege, and that's okay if you have it. That, listen, and we all have privileges in certain parts of our lives. Like I have certain privileges, you have certain privileges. And there's nothing wrong with having a privilege. Like why do we have to struggle all the time? So some of my cousins had the privilege to go to college because their parents had the money to pay for that. Like um I had to get it in just working very hard or working long shifts, and I got my own place like early on than the rest of them. They didn't have to go through certain situations. So my life setup is different from theirs. Um, so of course I'm not gonna be able to show up to gatherings and stuff like that. Of course I'm not gonna be hanging out with friends um like that. And honestly, you don't need a bunch of friends. One or two friends is good enough. I was always like that. So I do have one good friend who's very understanding. And on top of that, she's doing well in life. I live in New York. She used to live in New York, but she and her husband had to move to Miami because of the job going to Miami. Um, her husband is in real estate. She's doing journalism. She's doing her thing down there, and I'm really proud of her. So you gotta have mature friends, people who are doing things. If you're doing things, you gotta be surrounded by people who are also doing things. Because if you're surrounded by people who are doing nothing, if you hang around that crowd long enough, you're not gonna be doing anything as well. You're not gonna be working on reaching your goals and so on and so forth. So when you are going for something, you have to accept the sacrifices of not being able to hang out like you used to, not being able to, go to family gatherings like that. Um, and, and other things, whatever other sacrifices that you have to make, and you have to be okay with that because you'll never reach your goals, or if anything, it's going to take a longer route. Now, slow and steady wins the race, but if you're not doing nothing at all, then you'll never reach your goals. And that's the T of how success works. Everything comes with a sacrifice. And I wanted to get on here and share that because I recently was at a barbecue. I went to my family's 4th of July barbecue, and and I, you know, some of my cousins, and it's been like this for a while now, they kind of look at me like with this stink face. Like it's weird. It's weird and it's wild. Um, so you have to surround yourself by people who understand how these things go. And life is not easy sailing. Like it's a lot of bumps on the road. Um, so yeah, when I went to that barbecue, I was just like definitely felt obviously the whole black sheep type of thing, but just the lifestyle change, like the whole drinking. Like I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do none of that. Um, a lot of them do. A lot of them be partying. I don't. Like it's just it is what it is. So if you're somebody who is working towards something, um, and you've been feeling pressured to go out and stuff, not saying going out is a bad thing. Like we all need a break sometimes. But doing too much of it, you'll never reach your goals. And this is the sacrifice, at least one of them. Um, and it is what it is. This is your journey. This is your journey. This is not their journey. So like at the end of the day, you're the one that's paying your bills. It's your responsibility to make it. No one's gonna give a rat's ass. Like until you get there. Now everybody's like, "Oh, I knew you had it all along," and blah blah blah. Like that's just how it goes. So success comes with a sacrifice. And if you understand that, have an acceptance, you can move forward in a healthy mental space type of way, if that makes sense. I just word salad that, I think. But if you move forward mentally in a healthy way, then you'll be able to succeed.